Welcome to our 537 final project, Pancake Pot. My name is Eli Smith.
I'm Thomas Murdoch.
And I'm Cody Greener.
For our final project, our objective was to make Baxter flip a pancake. To do this, our plan was for the arm to start an initial pose and then to move to a position in front of the pancake, slide it underneath the pancake, lift it up, and then flip it. In order to help us achieve this objective, we 3D printed a plastic pancake. We also designed a spatula that could be attached to the end of Baxter's arm as an end effector.
So then when it comes to implementing this, we started with making a simulation, which you can see right here. And we started by implementing inverse kinematics that uses pose. That way we were able to maintain the angle of the spatula at the end so that it would pick up the pancake and then also hold the pancake and not drop it as it's moving in between each of those goal positions. We also implemented obstacle avoidance so that, at least for the very first step when it comes to going from the initial position and going to the pancake, that it wouldn't hit the table or any other obstacle that we would put into the program. So now we can see in this video right here, this is the implementation of the obstacle avoidance. And as you can see, the robot arm is able to go from its initial position to a point that's close to the pancake and not hit that obstacle, which is supposed to represent a table or some sort. And the idea was that after it was able to get close to the pancake, then it would go into the rest of the command sequence with the inverse kinematics from there. To make sure that it worked with Baxter, we also had to implement joint limits. That way, what we got in the simulation would also be feasible for Baxter.
So when we were implementing this on Baxter, it came with a few different difficulties. One of the biggest difficulties was that the inverse kinematics, which solved in the simulation, would not solve when we did it on Baxter. Some of this was due to the joint limits that we put into our inverse kinematics algorithm, which reflected the joint limits on Baxter. The way that we fixed this problem was by changing our K-matrix, and that allowed it to converge. With this problem aside, there were other issues as well, such as the spatula would only converge upside down. And we worked with this for a little while until we finally figured out how to solve it by just inverting the pancake's frame, and then the spatula was in the correct orientation and actually solved. We also had an issue where trying to flip the pancake back after we picked it up, the whole arm would kind of sway, and we fixed this by just pushing the arm out further. We were very happy with our ending results, which you can see here.
Improvements that we would like to make moving forward with this project. We would first love to have a algorithm that is more generalizable to a variety of pancake locations. Currently, our current setup only would allow for a narrow set of pancake locations because moving outside of those would cause us to hit joint limits. We also would love to actually implement this setup with an actual pancake to actually flip it on a griddle. And then we would also love to be able to, instead of just passing in the location of the pancake within the world frame, we would love to use some sort of image processing or visual servoing to capture the location of the pancake. Using possibly cameras on one of the ends of Baxter's arms to capture the location of the pancake and then track the pancake's location as we are flipping.